right. On our way to basically where I met with Jellicoe at, which is a mall, and I'm gonna go try to meet with a guy by the name of Richard over there. Richard reached out to me via my ad from Craigslist and mentioned that, you know, he's dealt with a drug problem, and I believe that his drug problem is crack. And he said that he was homeless, but it doesn't sound like he's as homeless as somebody like Ramos is right this second. But he does have a place to lay his head. It may not be his own place, but I'm gonna meet with Richard in just a little bit. I'm actually getting ready to go get some lunch, and he's gonna meet me at the mall. I mean, he's literally right where we were just at filming with Jellicoe the other day. And this guy's got an interesting story, because I don't know if he's still currently actively dealing with addiction, but he did mention that he's written books, and he actually has these books. And I believe that one of them was called, like, I hate to paraphrase this, but it's something along the lines of The Life of a Crackhead. So we're gonna go meet Richard. Richard sounds like a well-spoken individual. He mentioned that he had a landscape business and that the work is slowing up for him. He wants to share his story. He believes that by doing so, it could potentially help somebody else. Who knows? I don't know that we get to filming with him today, but I'm definitely prepared to do so if we're able to. So let's go see how this goes, meeting with this guy, Richard. And folks, I want you to know, hey, we're out here not even trying, we're out here doing it. We are going to get into the trenches and bring the stories. That is what is filling me with a lot of purpose right this second, and I'm enjoying that. Let's go get some lunch and see if we can meet this guy Richard and potentially hear some of his story. All right, I'm just getting to the mall. This is kind of an abandoned location as well, too. And we're gonna get some lunch. The food court here is unbelievably empty. And I'll show you. This place is an absolute ghost town. They don't even play music out here anymore. Oh, we got the boxing thing though. Not much going on. Boy, oh, look at that. Yeah, man. I can already hear you getting fatter, Joe. Oh, yeah. Look at me. French fries, so good. Well, this location actually worked out really well. I just punished lunch, did that. And now I'm waiting on Richard. Richard is on his way, so check this out. So right over there is where I filmed with Jellicoe at. And Richard is gonna be coming from right over here. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's where he's staying at those apartments right there, or at least in that area. But, oh, there he goes right there. He's literally walking right there. I'll go meet with him downstairs. I was wrong. That wasn't the guy. That was the wrong guy. I ran up on him and was like, Richard? And he looked like he was ready to fight me. Probably thought it was one of those damn something about Mary road stop restroom situations, especially with me with the pink shirt on. That probably flew way over a lot of people's heads. But nope, that wasn't the guy. And here we are just waiting. Back in the elevator, going down. I told him I would meet him at the food court, but I'm bored with the food court now. I got the ADD, so we'll go down and get the ground floor view. Also I was gonna look at something. We're gonna go this way. I wanna check something out. Like I said, this whole mall is damn near abandoned. And right here right here. Used to be something right here. It's crazy. I got my son's Halloween costume from here. Oh, they cleaned it all up. Yeah, it was a wreck the other day in here.
Yeah, it sure was.
You didn't have to clean it, did you?
They did it.
Did the Halloween store have to do it?
They did it, yeah.
Yeah. Because they left that thing as a wreck, huh?
It sure, yeah, it was a bit of a mess, that's for sure.
You guys had to call them back and tell them to do it?
No, they're good about it.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I wanted to show you this. So this used to be a bar, like an arcade and a bar. I used to come here a little bit, not for the bar, but it was just a cool little spot. And you know, like most malls, look at the light. The light right there looks kind of cool. I wish I could go in there and explore it. I was gonna ask the guy, but yeah. Maybe they're getting ready to turn it into something. That would be cool. Oh, I see, dude. There he goes. He's right there. You see that person walking through the woods right there? That's gotta be him. All right, cool. There's Richard right there. Let's wait on him. So this is the book.
That's my raw autobiography. I want to do a part 2. I've started a part 2 where, you know, I want to do you know, the success is part of it. Because you know how most books start out with the doom and the gloom and the dread and all that. I actually made this in jail. This was made in jail.
Did you write this while you were locked up?
Yes, this was written while I was incarcerated. A friend of mine I was incarcerated with, he drew that. He was an awesome artist. And I drew that. These were cardboard pieces from the backs of the pads of paper they give you. You know, all the paper was given to me. There's, you know,
wow,
several chapters, but it's in kind of a raw form.
Right.
There's my poetry book. I've got, I don't know, 30, 40 poems, ranging from spiritual poems all the way to just goofy poems. I actually have written a rehabilitation program called the 181 Foundation to Freedom Program. That is the building blocks. It was originally designed for guys getting out of prison with no place to go. The program is in order, but it's so difficult to come up with the money to have a facility, hire counselors, and there's so much to it that I found out. It's not just as easy as teaching a program. There's way more to it, but I put this together. It's got 12 building blocks, 12-week program. My goal in life, ultimate goal, is to have a halfway house where I can help guys that get out of treatment, get out of jail, get out of prison, have a place to go. And I've lived in many, many halfway houses, sober living houses. I understand how they work and operate, and that's something that I wanted to do. This is a disease called addiction. That's my take on it.
Is this another book?
That's another complete book. It's my view of what addiction really is, the disease really is.
Wow.
An explanation of it in my terms, and it's got some proof to back up, you know, different aspects of it. And this is another one I wrote called NA 12 Steps According to the Word of God. So I basically tied the 12-step program and what some spiritual things with religion, and tied it together so people could get, addicts could get a better understanding of what addiction really is. And it's just my personal view and opinion. I also have you know, some certificates of treatment centers I've completed, letters. I've been a facilitator of groups. I've always kind of thrived in treatment centers just because of, you know, my study. And I used my time in jail and prison to better myself. 99% of everything that you see here was written while incarcerated.
All right, little small camera, you better live up to the expectation now.
Nice looking camera.
Appreciate that.
GoPro?
It's a GoPro Lite camera. It's better than a GoPro. All right, so hey, with me right here is Richard.
Hello.
I've been talking with Richard a little bit. We're just meeting for the first time, and a well-spoken guy who's definitely been through quite a bit in his life, and who we're gonna be introducing and hearing the story of. We're just not doing it today. But Richard and me, we're actually walking, and where we're going. So I was literally just here 2 days ago with Jellicoe. This area is proving to be really resourceful to us. The old Bally's Total Fitness.
This is actually a cut to get from the mall over to the street.
Where you live at?
Through where I live at. And sometimes I start feeling sorry for myself and think about all the things that I don't have. And this little area here is a reminder to me of what could happen or what's happened to me in the past, and remind me of how good I have it, of having, you know, an apartment to live in, even though I don't have transportation and certain other things. This is a reminder of where I could be, and it also lets me know that there's so many people out here on the streets that struggle and live like this, whether they choose to or not. And this is a campsite of somebody that was living out here, and I think about people living out here, especially this time of year. It's so cold, and it helps me with my gratitude of being grateful that you know, I have opportunity. What I do with the opportunities is totally up to me, but this is just a reminder of and a reality of life. Whether this person was addicted, whether he's an alcoholic, or whether he just chose to be homeless, this is how people live on the streets. And many people live in homes with nice beds, TVs, computers, money, jobs, cars, versus living like this in the woods with, well, we'll take a look and see.
Now it's interesting because me and a guy named Brett saw this the other day, and we didn't go back here because we thought that somebody was living back here. You're saying that this is an abandoned campsite?
This is an abandoned campsite. Nobody's back there right now, but...
Do you know what happened?
I have no idea what happened. I would, if I was to guess, either A, the person maybe got in trouble and went to jail, or maybe they found a place to live, or maybe they just moved on. Who knows? But obviously somebody has lived back here. I have no idea.
Let's check it out.
What the situation is now with this person. I was back here just investigating. As you can see, this was his shower. This is what a person took a shower under. Fill that up with water and stand underneath it.
Yeah, look at all the water jugs.
Obviously heat water. There was a tent right here. Somebody has taken the tent.
Man, I feel like just 2 days ago the tent was here.
It was. Somebody's found it and taken it. But this is a horrible way somebody to live their life. And with my experience, a person that lives like this is due to a horrible disease called addiction. Whether it's to drugs, whether it's to alcohol, whether it's to pills, or whether it's...
I don't see any paraphernalia back here, and that's an interesting thing when I look at these.
Not a lot of beer cans, so they're, you know, maybe he was a guy that just chose to live, you know, like this.
Yeah.
But I've slept outside many nights due to my addiction, and it's a horrible way to live, you know, with the rain, the weather, being cold.
You know, you look at some of these things, and sorry for interrupting you right there,
you're
but
fine.
you look at some of these things down here, like this shirt that's just folded up and looks brand new. I imagine that this is stolen stuff, possibly
Possibly could be.
you know, possibly stolen stuff out of cars, maybe from the local stores.
Maybe from the mall, who knows?
Like what you got right here, it almost looks like it could be a journal. Something. Yeah, there was a pen.
Address book.
It'd be crazy if it was like some kind of a journal. Yeah, it's just soaked from the rain.
But and it's the person's personal stuff, and if something happens, they just lose everything, or if they leave to go do whatever, the next squatter comes in and maybe steals your stuff. So it's just, yeah, this is a reality of life. It's real.
You know, it's crazy. You
Bar
mentioned
of soap right
I
there.
know. That's what I was just getting ready to say. Like, here's the shower right here. Here's how they're showering, and there's a freaking bar of soap, literally, right there on this.
We got some baby powder, maybe some shampoo. You know, so yeah, the comparison of stepping into a nice warm shower with hot water to this. Now in the summertime, that might be great, cool off with a nice shower, but here we are in mid-November, and it's cold.
Man. Crazy to think, we were just here 2 days ago, and that tent was there. I remember it.
I walked through here a couple days ago when it was here. So either whoever was here came and got it, or somebody else, you know, finally took it. But there's some more campsites down through here, which I believe are occupied.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb anybody.
Right.
But yeah, so Richard and I spent some time talking for a little bit, and what an interesting guy. This guy has gone through a lot of struggle, dealt with addiction personally himself. He's written a book. He's written a few different manuscripts, books, programs for substance abuse. And Richard, we're going to be looking forward to really introducing you this upcoming week.
Yes, I'll be looking forward to it. I think that, you know, everybody in some capacity ought to do what they can to help the next person. They say that selfish self-centeredness is the core of addiction. So to combat that, you have to do what Joe's doing and help people. And he's helping me by just giving me an opportunity to tell my story.
I appreciate those words. All right, we'll be looking forward to sharing more with Richard coming real soon. All right, well, I'm just leaving from meeting with Richard, and I spent a good little while with him, and he even left me one of his books, and I believe it's a book on addiction. But I had a long talk with this guy, and man, got some real good vibes from him. He definitely passed the vibe check, and it was cool that we got a chance to go back into the abandoned area and see that campsite and how that tent was gone, and that shower situation in the woods was wild. Certainly hope that the footage from the InstaPro 360 Ace Pro 2 is really good. Won't know until I get to edit in this video, or all of these videos that I filmed today. But that's it. That's where we're going to leave things. I'm getting up with Richard on Monday, and we will start the week featuring him, and excited for the prospects. There could be some longevity with Richard. I feel very compelled with him and his story. So hope this was a video you guys enjoyed. I will look forward to sharing more with you guys real soon. And until then, take care. You know, I hear your story, Richard, and it definitely sounds like you're stuck in a repetitive, vicious cycle of addiction where you teeter-totter with, you know, sobriety, for sure. Want to ask a couple things and then wrap this up. You know, what do you think could be one thing, if there was anything, that could help you to put some distance between you and the addiction?
Well, I don't know if you can say distance, because I believe that, you know, every day that I wake up is that fight and that battle. And yes, as put together, you know, as I'm doing, some clean time. I guess the biggest thing that would help me more in my addiction would be getting to the point of being able to make amends to see, this is where that emotion comes in.